another Corvette project day, but today is going to be starting off by going to go pick up the project item. I have ordered one more piece for the car, and I had it drop shipped directly to the body shop. And so right now we're headed over to Ayers Custom Body up in Concord, North Carolina. He painted my hood and has painted that Corvette like 6 different times. So just with various projects, the hood, the Z06 body kit, the front kit, the back kit, I did those at separate times. So obviously, you know, if he's painted my car that many times, I obviously like his work. Kind of slow, but I like his work. So if you guys need a good Corvette painter, I would say Ayers Auto Body up in Concord does a really good job. So we're headed up there now, and we'll get the item. Alright guys, we're here picking up the item. So let's go get the item and see how it looks. Alright guys, we're back in the shop from picking up our item from the body shop. Let's show you what we got. So as you guys can see, the Corvette is all in one piece, but you might be wondering what I got. Well, we're going to be working on the aero on this car. We did the front, we did the hood vent up here with that, the vented hood, the 01 hood scoop and all that stuff. But now we're working on the back of the car, and this relates to what we picked up at the body shop. You guys might be wondering, well, what's going to be on the back of the car? So on the back of the car, I've had a 01 spoiler from a company called RPI. They're the same guys that did the front splitter and the side skirts. And the spoiler has been an okay product for the last like 5 or 6 years that I've had it. I did one of the initial like group buys, and I think I got that spoiler painted for like $400 shipped. Yeah, it was something fairly affordable. So I was like, yeah, no big deal. But honestly, guys, I've never been super happy with that spoiler. And when I saw the item that we got from the body shop, I actually saw that Corvettes at Carlisle last year, and I was like, that's a nice looking item. Well, what is that item? It's a C7 Z06 style spoiler. As you guys can see, I've been working on this C7 Z06 spoiler install. And if you guys look down the side of the car, you'll see the old C6.1 spoiler. I'm gonna have that for sale shortly. But so far this spoiler has been pretty easy to install. I actually had more trouble getting the 01 spoiler off than getting this one on. And unfortunately, the Z06 spoiler does not use the same bolt holes as the 01 spoiler. So we have to drill another set of holes in the back bumper of the car, which the car already has holes in it, and I've already checked. The C7 spoiler is going to cover it up with no problem. But that is just something you guys might be aware of. You want to be aware of that you are going to have to drill some holes in the back of your car. I know some folks don't want to drill holes in the car. They just want to do the stock 4 bolts in the center and then use double-sided tape on the edge. Well, this spoiler with the additional aero and drag it's going to create, this won't help. Like that, the spoiler would probably break or parts would fly off. So you have to drill some holes in it. And how I'm doing that is I simply bolted in two of the 4 center bolts here from underneath. You put your arm in the car and put 2 bolts in here. And then I just lay down some painter's tape. And as you guys can see, I did an outline of it. You see that outline there? Did the same thing on the driver's side. So what I'm going to do is actually take the spoiler back off the car, measure out where the holes are in the actual fiberglass part, and then drill the holes. So they're close to the 01. They're like literally, the middle ones are like half an inch off, which it's like, damn. It's real close, but it's not, they're just not going to work out. So you're going to drill 4 holes, on 2 holes on each side of the middle spoiler, the factory spoiler, brake lights assembly. You have to drill 2 holes on the passenger, 2 holes on the driver's. And actually, guys, the 01 requires 6, so 3 on each side. So this spoiler is actually less invasive of an install compared to the factory 01 spoiler. So you guys might be wondering why I ended up going with this spoiler. Well, ever since I saw the C7 Z06 come out with the stage 2, you know, winglets on the back of the spoiler, I was like, man, that's a good design. There's a couple companies making spoilers like this, but honestly, guys, the ones that I've seen out there that literally just drill into the back of the factory 01 spoiler, I don't really like the design of those. I haven't seen them in person, but just looking at the pictures, and they look kind of like a tacky add-on, and I was just like, ugh, I just wasn't a huge fan. Then I saw this spoiler at Corvettes at Carlisle, and I really fell in love with the design of it. I was like, man, that's a good spoiler. So the company that makes the spoiler is actually Innovative Auto Creations, and I got the spoiler in about a month. It took them to ship it. One of the reasons why I wanted to get the spoiler was because of the adjustability. You can have the stage 1 spoiler with no additional arrow bits on the end. So it's kind of just like a stock C7 Stingray or base model spoiler, and then you can actually start adding the winglets. They've got a short pair, like on the I believe the Stingray is, they call it the stage 1 package. It has really short winglets on the back. I was like, that looks cool, but nah, I'm not a huge fan of that. They sell stage 2, which is this. This is actually the driver's side. This is actually based off the C7 design, but they modified it to fit the C6. So it'll go something like that. You know, it'll be sticking out the back, and you just screw it into the riv nuts that are molded in the spoiler. So, and then you have stage 3, which actually uses the Chevrolet C7 Z06 clear wicker bill. Not clear, but that dark smoked piece of plastic. So I actually have that stage 3 clear wicker bill that's in the back of the car, but I won't be running it just simply because it's going to cost you time in a quarter mile, and actually it's going to give you worse miles per gallon. So like if I ever decide to go autocrossing or road course, yeah, I'll throw it on. It's 2 bolts and you put it in. It's not that big of a deal. But drag racing, that thing's gonna add drag and just not gonna work. And when I go drag racing, I might actually take these stage 2 pieces off, just because that could cost you a couple miles in the quarter mile. I haven't seen any hard data. I've just kind of heard hearsay. You know, people are like, oh, it cost me time, I took them off. So we'll see. You know, we might take them off, put them on, we'll see. But for right now, we won't be running the middle piece. I've never really been a huge fan of that. I just really like the stage 2 piece. But the way Innovative Auto Creation sells it, they sell you everything stage 2, stage 3, all in one kit. And it comes with a brake light, LED brake light. I just have to put it in, but that we won't put that in until we get the final mock-up done. Another thing you guys might be wondering is, why didn't I just get it painted from Innovative Auto Creations? They do sell it painted. The sales price for it painted was like $13.50 shipped, $13.95 shipped. It was around $1,400 shipped. I got the spoiler actually for $9.99 for just about $1,000 shipped in primer, and I had it drop shipped directly to my painter because I actually discussed this spoiler whole setup with my painter when I got the hood, and he was like, you know, just have it shipped to me and I'll paint it because I know your paint code. I've painted all the pieces on your car, and you know, we'll make sure it's 100% match. So kind of influenced it. Plus, honestly guys, my body guy was cheaper. Like, I didn't pay $1,400. I think I paid, paint was $200, so I paid $1,200 painted and shipped for the spoiler setup. And the third thing, this is a custom black. This is actually the same black that's on the hood vent in the front of the car. So my car doesn't have any of the carbon flash metallic, and I didn't really trust a third or fourth different source of a satin black, because the front and side splitters are one color, the wheels are another color, the hood's another color, and I didn't want literally a fourth vendor or painter to paint a black on this car. I'm like, I need a little bit of consistency. So he painted these with zero issue, and it's going to match the front hood vent. All right guys, as you can see, I measured the outline of the spoiler. I took the measurements off the holes, transferred them to the car, drilled my holes, and I just used a unibit, a step drill bit, unibit, whatever you want to call it, to drill the holes. And I did the same thing on the passenger side. Okay guys, I got the spoiler mounted. It took like probably the 5th time I've actually mounted this thing, because I had a really bad gap on the sides here where the wings are over here, and on the driver's side in the same spot. Kind of show you. So I was getting a really bad gap here. You could actually see sunlight coming underneath the spoiler right here, specifically at the ends, and then on the very end on the driver's side as well. And how I fixed that was actually using some of this foam tape that they provided with the kit. I initially had put a lot of this on the spoiler, but I put way too much, and it created a gap that you could just see all the foam. Like, there was like spoiler, foam, body. So pretty bad gap if you use too much of the stuff. I'll show you what I did. I literally put one strip from end to end. So here, over here, And I did the same thing, just one strip from here to about here. And that's going to seal up any gap that you're going to see on this side of the wing. And same thing on the passenger side. I will say one thing, I had a small gap right here that you could see light through between right here where the body kind of goes flat and then bends upward. The same thing on the driver's side, is flat and then bends upward. So I took a 2-inch piece of foam on each side of that gap that I had, that last gap that I had, and I put it diagonally to fill up that gap, and that made this spoiler fit a whole lot better. And one more thing, I actually got the spoiler to tighten all the way down on the ends. Like without that foam there and the gap, I actually couldn't get the driver and passenger side very ends of the spoiler to tighten all the way down. With that foam taking up that 1/8 inch of the gap, it's pretty small, but you guys could see right through it. So by putting that one piece of foam there on each end of the spoiler, it allowed me to actually get the screw all the way tightened, and it tightened against the body, the foam, and the spoiler itself. Because otherwise, when I did it without the foam, the screw would actually bottom out into the nutsert, and it won't allow you to get the spoiler all the way tightened down. So you guys do need to use some foam. Just use it sparingly, you know, only use it where you need it. Like I had the spoiler done and I saw those gaps, I was like, I think we can fix that. So what I did was I took all the hardware out on the ends, so those 4 screws on each end of the wing, took those out, but I kept the middle tight, not tight, but loosened that, kept it there so the spoiler won't fly off. Stuck the foam underneath the spoiler, tighten up all those gaps, and that allowed me to finish this job. So there's no gaps, you can't see sunlight underneath the spoiler, so that's pretty cool. And the gap's pretty consistent all the way around. It's like 1/8 of an inch all the way from here to that side. So guys, I'm pretty impressed with just using that little bit of foam and how much it improved the gaps and just overall look of the spoiler and just the ability of getting it tight. And before we close this out, I did want to show you that Stage 3 kit from General Motors. It literally would just sit right here and tighten against the hardware on the ends. So it would look something like that. I think I'm good. You know, if I'm going road course racing, yeah, I can always throw this on, but I think I'm good with just leaving it the way it is. I like that kind of devil tail type look. You know, it just looks pretty mean. So that's gonna be it for this video. Don't forget that I have apparel for sale. It's in the links below. First link is the Teespring. It's the T-shirts and hoodies. Second link is to my eBay site with all of the keychains and stickers and all the other stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like it, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Thanks and have a great day.